Okay, good afternoon. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Unapologetically Morenike. What's good, Unapologetic gang? So this message actually comes from a longtime subscriber, Ayo, and she had sent me a message saying that she tried connecting with her family, but she ended up feeling unhappy, and a lot has happened. I don't think that my relationship with them can go back to how it used to be. Anyway, I'm working on protecting my energy and peace. I'm avoiding conflicts and any conversation that will make me feel unhappy. Okay. All right, Io. Well, thank you for writing me. And you are the reason why I'm writing this or making this video today. So I will send you a free copy of my book, the Vision book. So let's get right into it. So what can you expect, honestly, after no contact? So let's go and talk about a few things first. The first thing is that God already has multiple plans for you. When you go and you decide that some people are not really working for you, it doesn't mean that you have to cut these people out of your life forever. It just means right now, God has ordained you to do certain steps. Sometimes these people are not conducive to what you have upcoming. Some of the things that that are going to be placed on your spirit are things that, hey, you know what? I can't really be around these people. Even though I love them, I can't really be around them. Now, the God and the Bible asks us not to isolate ourselves. But I do want to make a distinction between God putting you in a season of hiding, a season of being hidden, a season of just isolation. And this is what God calls pruning. So when you're in a pruning season, you clip away things that are not going to be very fruitful for you. So right now, if you feel that these are people that you are related to, that you share the same blood, that's okay. You want to know that this is not forever. It's just a temporary step. It's a temporary situation. It's a temporary, everything is temporary, right? Because you were young and that was a temporary situation. You grow older, that's a temporary situation. You're happy, that's a temporary situation. You're hungry, that's a temporary situation. You're living, that's a temporary situation. So coming in with this understanding that everything is already temporary, this making sure that you're not staying, in contact with people, because you have to go through a season of really understanding yourself and making sure you're tapped into your own personal gifts. Now, I've shared my own story with you guys. I ended up leaving law school and I went to Mexico in 2015. And I just, that's kind of against Nigerian culture. You don't do that. You don't leave law school. You're getting a doctorate. You are a disgrace, right? That's like so disgraceful in our culture. But what I would remind you of is that a lot of times your calling, your gifts, is not what society expects of you. This is not what your parents want of you. This is not what your culture demands of you. These are going to be situations where you have to up and catapult yourself out of this rut. Sometimes the rut is going to be so deep, and it can even be inflictions caused by your family. So I do recommend there is a period of time where you go through really just a huge inventory. Who is working in my life, and how do I feel after this? So I want to commend you, Io, for taking that time to move forward and just like, hey, how do I feel? You genuinely want to reconnect. And that comes from this deep sense of desire, right? You desire to have a great relationship with the people that you love. I made another video and I talked about how even though you love these people and you want something that's not in fruition, it doesn't mean you just give up on the prayers, but you do have to focus in on yourself. God says all things will be restored. All of your family relationships will be restored. And you know what? Maybe if not with these family members, God will send more people your way to help you, to build for you. And one of the things that has been prophesied this month and for the next half of this year is that This is a time where you are going to start getting sponsors, donors, people who are going to help you, catapult you. People, I shared this even in a vision at the beginning of 2021. God showed me that there's going to be groups of people that are going to support you in your mission. So at this time, it's all right. I support you in that, but it's also not a time to lick your wounds, so to speak. It's a time really you need to get clear. You need to consecrate yourself. I don't like to say need, but it's ideal for you to consecrate yourself and read the Bible and understand who in the Bible has helped you. Noah was an innovator, right? Awe defiers, Jacob. You want to look at Esther. These are people who, in this coming time, COVID, there's a second, I hope I don't get banned for saying that. But there is a second wave of something coming. So we know that. We also know that COVID is a transfer of wealth. We know that God has allowed this situation to happen. So we're seeing, oh my gosh, something's happening. Stay in your houses. Oh, all of a sudden, here's a bunch of money. Here for your businesses. Here for people who are unemployed. It's coming out of the woodwork. So you want to be prepared. You want to know what you're capable of. You want to know what your calling is. You want to know what your ministry is, so you can sow into the lives of other people around you. You also want to kind of keep quiet. I share this often. Do not share what's going on, who your mentors are, what things are, even if it's in seed form. Sometimes let's even talk about Rachel in the Bible. She hid her pregnancy for months. You might be in a season of fruitfulness, of harvesting, but you want to keep some of these things quiet. Now, the whole family situation that's happening and wanting to protect that, I recommend it. I mean, again, at the end of the day, if you feel unhappy or you're stuck in the bed for months, days after each interaction, that's taking away from what it is that you're meant to do, your assignment. Ayo, you are cherished. You are the most beautiful thing that God has ever created. Therefore, no man can put you down. No woman can put you down. Just pray every day. Remind yourself of these things and do what you can to dig into what is ahead of you. If you need to learn about stocks, if you want to understand what short squeezes are, this is the time to do that. If you want to invest in silver and gold, this is the time to do that. If you want to prepare and start a 501c3 or a nonprofit organization, this is the time to do that. There is tons of money coming down the pipeline that God will bless you with. If you want to start a business so you can start preparing for I I'm like thinking so fast. If you want to prepare for some of these assets that you can protect, so you can have one sole proprietorship and an S corp and a C corp, so you can grow this and manifest it in a different way, and have hidden LLCs, so you can start accruing what is this new thing that Biden had, this tax liens and stuff like this. I would just get prepared on your finances, because finance is a gateway to something else. And also I want to remind you that, the difference between you and your blessing is a human away. So it doesn't matter if this person is your family member or a rival of your family or your worst enemy or your best friend or a stranger on the street. The difference between you and a miracle, the difference between you and a breakthrough, the difference between where you are now and where you're going is a person away. Every single situation is a person away. God has sent me to give money to, I don't even know how many people, just give money to this person. And I kind of want to keep it. I kind of want to get new hair. I want to buy some new shoes. You know what I'm saying? But what you're being asked to do is to receive. So I want to remind you, even if this time for you taking this isolation, this space for yourself, it doesn't mean you have to completely cut everything off. Because if you get a text message saying, hey, you know what, I really thought about it, and I know we hated each other back in high school, but you know, my family has a house and we got to get rid of it. We're willing to sell it to you at half price or just give it to you. You want to be open to some of these things. So I support you, and I'm still here to remind you that, listen, you know, not everything is permanent, okay? Nothing is permanent. This is like the law of impermanence. So take care of yourselves. You guys remember that it's so important to protect yourself, but you're not really here for you. You have something so large that you're meant to build. And there's more than enough for everyone, including you. So there's no need to hold on to any form of scarcity mentality or anger, bitterness, hatred. I did a YouTube video about that, and you know, forgiveness. This is going to spare you a lot, because even if you have gotten to the point where you're saying, you know what, every single day I'm working on my mission and I really can't answer the phone for them because there's just going to be more drama, you're still doing something to accelerate your own self, right? So if I'm doing something right now, look, I'm kind of busy. I'm writing my second book. I can't really handle it right now. I'm kind of busy. It's taken a lot of energy. I'm translating my book 3, 4, 5, 6 languages. I'm busy. I'm building my business. I'm busy. I'm traveling the world, learning new languages. Whatever it is that you need to do, that God is calling you to do, make sure you're not using that time to have any sort of energy festering inside of your heart. The Bible says that you must protect your heart. You must guard your heart. So what does this mean? This doesn't mean like, oh, I got to guard my heart. I'm seeing this so much in people today, like in this generation. People are like, I don't like their energy. We're good. Like, I've seen this a lot, but energy of impermanence. I said energy. The law of impermanence, right? We have to remember this. The law of impermanence, nothing's going to stay the same. Some people do, but let's be honest, many people change. So if you're holding on to something and the person has changed and you're still holding on to this energy in your heart, or you're just I'm so mad at them, that's not really going to benefit you. Yes, okay, it's true. Every billionaire has a chip on their shoulder and that's what they're working toward. But you have to remember your why. Please remember your why. Why are you doing this? Because you have an assignment. Because everybody who is under this body, who calls themselves a child of God, has big things to do. And you can't really be wasting your time with things that make you feel bad. I keep referencing Nelson Mandela a lot, right? So a lot of times we want to say things that are gonna take us to this promised land are supposed to feel good. Let's look back at, may he rest in peace. This man was amazing. He was falsely imprisoned for God knows how many years. And he came back and he ended up leading an entire country, South Africa, even in the midst of just such painful apartheid. So if your situation is hard, don't feel like this is Satan, okay? Don't feel like this, the mark of the beast, Lord Jesus. No, just like hang on, okay? Because sometimes every situation when you ask for gold, it has to go through painful times. Even olive oil has to be pressed. Grapes have to be squeezed. These are situations, it's going to squeeze you, it's going to hurt. But just remember that what the enemy meant for evil, God has worked it out for your good. You got this, baby girl. I support you. But just remember that you have other missions to do. So focus more on your missions and on your education and what you can do, and reaching out to other people and sowing into other people so you can soon reap positive rewards. Okay, I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye.